Okay, guys, so welcome to your Grammar 1, the very first topic for our grammar lectures. We have 9 grammar lectures, including 2 tests, plus your grammar for IELTS. So in total, at 9.09er IELTS Review and Tutorial Center in Cabanatuan branch, we have 10 grammar lectures, and Grammar 1 is the very first among them, in which we're going to talk about nouns, verbals, pronouns, and articles. So all the things included in the subject aspect of your sentence structure is precisely what we are going to shed light upon for today's lecture. So now let's hear it. First, what is a noun? So to be honest, this is a very basic, it's a very typical topic because, not not every sentence can exist without a noun. So what we're trying to refer to is that nouns must contain at least one subject. Well, of course, there will be occasions in which your sentences, your statements, your speeches might contain multiple subjects, but that will be discussed later. So right now, what I want you guys to understand is that names of anything are nouns. So James is a noun. That's the name of a person. Apple, that's the name of a fruit that is also considered as a noun. Okay. Then we have your beach. That's the name of a location. And then we have Mexico. That's the name of a country. Pencil, car, penguin, flash drive is a noun. Pencil is a noun. Money is a noun. Envelope, that's a noun. Lipstick, it's a noun. Earphones, it's a noun. Keys, they are nouns. IDs, everything. Bags, they are nouns. Even plants. Okay, I have a plant right here. If you guys can see it, this is a noun. Charger. Okay, so all the things that we use to name topics, ideas, persons, everything in between, we call them nouns. And they are important because sentences would not function properly if you don't know how to use the nouns correctly. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Even though this is a very basic, I'm not going to mock your ideas regarding this topic. But this is very kindergarten, this is very elementary English, what we're going to study. But even though this is a very simple topic that most of you should have already known by now, the writing tasks which were submitted to me, especially a few weeks ago when we did the coaching session for writing, when they returned to me, I noticed that many of the errors are actually avoidable. And that is particularly about the very simple aspect, as simple as noun, to be honest. So that's what I want to happen. We want to make sure that your ideas for those basic, elementary, figurative discussions when it comes to grammar, you should have the basic skills intended for that. Now, nouns, again, are names of people, places, objects, or even ideas, even though events, okay? So in this sentence that I have for you, I have Spike had fun teasing Ray, okay? So Spike is the name of a person, and Ray is the name of the person as well. Fun is the name of an idea. So meaning, this sentence alone, which consists of 5 words, more than half is a noun, okay? So if you don't know how to write those nouns properly, what about the capitalization rules? If you don't know, then you will have 3 mistakes as early as the very first sentence that you will do on the test. That's why this is very important. Particularly, it is very important in the writing subtest, because whatever it is that you write will be an evidence against you. We don't have excuses like, oh, I'm sorry, that's just an honest mistake and I wouldn't do it again. No, there's no you're going to do it again. You will be retaking the exam if you fail the test. So we have different types of nouns. The very first thing is the common nouns. Well, later, if we will be proceeding to the proper nouns, it's so much better to make comparisons. But common nouns are general name for people, places, objects, actions, events, or ideas. So if you are having trouble recalling what a common noun is, most especially I have a lot of students here who have a background with the medical field. Remember, common nouns are the same as generic nouns. We use them as names to generalize ideas. So when you are generalizing, most especially in the introduction, in the conclusion, so we use more common nouns than proper nouns. So let's have it. We have people, common nouns example. We have your mother. Okay, I'm going to use green annotation right here so that you may be able to see them. Okay. All right. So you have mother, we have child. No, I'm going to use blue instead. All right, you have mother, we have child, you have student. Another is teacher, lawyer, father, vendor, laborer. So anything that doesn't have a specific name to it, that is a common noun that refers to people. Same goes with places. So we have city right here. We have country. We have restaurant. We have school. What else? Continent, ocean, river, anything that doesn't have a specific name to it. That's a common noun for places. So you have water, table, computer for objects, and you have love, respect, and pride for ideas. So all those words are considered common nouns because they don't have specific names. So that's the reason why we refer to them as common nouns. And it is important that you understand when to use them and how to use them properly. You know, the important thing to remember is that common nouns are general names, again, generic ideas. Thus, they are not capitalized. Listen to that very closely. They are not capitalized, meaning we do not capitalize them. We do not write them in capital letter except, all right, when they begin a sentence or if they are part of a title. So capitalization rules, we're also going to consider that today. So we do not capitalize the names that I have shown you guys previously, like we do not capitalize the word child or country or water or love unless they begin a sentence or when they are part of a title. Okay, so that's it. So I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Alj and Nina. All right, Alj and Nina, are you guys here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a question for you, Nina, specifically. With the word mother, I want to highlight this, okay? The word mother. Sometimes I see that the word mother is capitalized and sometimes it's not. Now, can you tell me whether I should capitalize mother all the time or whether I should not write a capital letter in front for the letter M in the word mother?
Sir, pwedeng gamitin yung capitalize pagka first word pa lang ng sentence. Gano. Pero pagka sa mismong sentence na po, nakapaloob, hindi po.
Okay. So I just want to share this with you, Alj, Nina, and everyone. If I'm going to write the word mother, okay, in front, or let's say, I'm going to write this sentence. Okay, I want to write this sentence. My mother is a good cook. Now, my question is whether or not I should or I should not capitalize the M specifically for the word mother. And you said we can only capitalize the M for mother. Okay, we should only capitalize it if it begins the sentence. But now, this sentence right here is correct. LJ and Nina. This sentence right here is correct. Why? My question here is why? Even though the M in mother is capitalized, according to my table right here, we do not capitalize mother because that's a generic noun, right? That's a general noun. It's a common noun. But why here I have letter M for mother as a capital?
Sir, no idea.
Yes, you know, that's the reason why we have to study grammar, Aljanina, and everyone who's listening to me. Look at that. We have a rule. We have a rule right here. Take a look at that. We have a rule set specifically, but this sentence right here is also correct, and it violates that rule. My mother is a good cook. All right, I'm going to write that again. My mother is a good cook. Okay, now the question here is, why is this correct, right? Well, you guys have to remember the term my mother refers to a relationship to someone, to a person, and that is specifically your mom. So when you are referring to a relationship with someone, this is very important, particularly for general training. Okay, so GT, you will be using terms like my mother, my aunt, my uncle, because you are referring to the relationship. What you call your relationship to the person, that is specific. That's why you capitalize M for mother. But if you're just saying that a person's mother, okay, a person's mother should be the one to teach one good manners. So if you're going to write a sentence like this, remember, a person's mother, we're not referring to any specific relationship to a person. We do not capitalize M. So again, we're very early on in this lecture, and I hope that this does not confuse you, especially everyone here, okay? Mother is a common noun. We use it as a general term. But again, grammar has rules, but they also have exceptions to the rules. So when you are using the word mother to use as a relationship that the writer or the speaker has with someone, most specifically your birth mom, okay? So we're going to refer to that mother as a capital letter. Now, that is for everyone, but especially LJ and Nina, is it clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Does any one of you have a question? Okay, so if you
Sir,
guys don't have any questions. Yes,
yung
yun
I
yan.
love my mother, paano yun?
Oh,
Pwede,
mother mo yun
pwede pa rin siya.
Jeffrey. Yes, capital letter. I love my mother.
Okay,
What about
sir.
father, Jeffrey?
Same din, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Pero yung
Mag-exam ka
love,
na,
sir.
Jeffrey. Kayang-kaya mo na.
Pero yung love, sir, malit, hindi siya capitalize.
Yes, of course. Because take a look at this. Love. Okay, nakalagay dito. Love is an idea.
Okay.
Diba?
Sa relationship lang, sir.
Respect. Right. Okay. So the only concern I have here is mother, father. Okay. Especially if we are using those mother, father as a title.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Jeffrey.
Thanks, sir.
Jeffrey, ikaw ba yung na-dengue?
Yes, sir.
Yan, Diyos ko. Okay, pagaling ka, Jeffrey. All right. So,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
now we shall proceed to, as I've mentioned about titles, okay? Take a look at this. Sabi natin, according to the rule, we do not capitalize common nouns unless they are part of a title. Take a look at that. I am going to use the word love, time, and cholera as in my title, love, and then in the time of cholera. Okay. We have, sino dito mga nurses? Yan. Sino guys mga nurses dyan? Baka pwede kayong tumulong dito. Shinaan. You're what? A pharmacist, tama? Medtech?
Sir, medtech po.
Medtech, all right. So my question here, Sheena, is that we use disease names. Do you think that disease names must be capitalized all the time?
Sir, sa title lang po.
Mhm. What about the word, for example, tuberculosis, like that, or dengue? Should I capitalize those words?
Oh.
Let's say Jeffrey had a dengue. Let's say, for example, Jeffrey, I'm sorry kung gagamitin kita example. So Jeffrey
Okay lang, sir. Okay lang.
had a dengue. Yeah. Is it this one? Is it like the D for dengue should be small, or is it like this? Jeffrey had a dengue.
Sir, small po.
Small letter. So everyone remember, diseases. Diseases must not be capitalized except, here's the exception to the rule, if they have names of people who invented the disease. Let's say tuberculosis is also known as Koch's disease, right? So that is the time that you're going to write it in capital K. What about Kawasaki disease? Right. So any disease which has, let's say, Alzheimer's or syndromes, or this one, Kawasaki, or Koch's disease by Dr. Robert Koch. All right. So we are going to capitalize the first letter of those diseases, but the second word would not be capitalized anymore. All right. So that is, that's exactly. What about scientific names? Sheena, you're still on. Scientific names. Should I capitalize the scientific names? All of it? Let's say the scientific name for the mosquito which bit Jeffrey is Aedes aegypti. Should I capitalize the A in Aedes?
Yes, sir. Pero yung
What about
second
the
po,
A
hindi
in
na po.
aegypti? What about this? Should I capitalize the aegypti?
Di po, sir.
Okay, that is very correct. Thank you so much, Sheena, for helping us out. Appreciate that. All right, so Aedes aegypti, when you're writing scientific names, the first word will be capitalized, but the second word, not anymore. All right. So, sir, what about this one? Why are you capitalizing the word cholera? Okay. Why am I capitalizing the word cholera here? Cholera is the name of the disease, and there's no name of a person who invented that disease or who discovered that disease. You know, discovered is a much more precise word here. So, cholera, we capitalize this because this is part of a title. And we remember that cholera is a name, it's a noun. So time, cholera will be capitalized, including love, because that is not only the beginning, okay, not only the beginning of the title, but also it is also a noun. So love is a noun, time is a noun, cholera is a noun, definitely. So we will be writing them in a capital letter if they are part of a title. And it's a title of the book, Love in the Time of Cholera. So that is why we capitalize L, T, and C. So let's say I'm writing my essay, and there are many books, fiction stories where people can learn from, such as Love in the Time of Cholera. So I'm going to write L, T, and C with capital letters if I'm using that example. Okay? Now, the most important thing is that beginning of a sentence must always be capitalized. Apples, they are not proper nouns. They are common nouns. They are names of fruit. But I am still going to capitalize it because that is the beginning of my sentence. So that's very easy to understand. If your sentence begins with any word, okay, the first letter of that word must always be capitalized. Guys, this is grade 1 English, okay? So you have to remember that by now. So next up, we will be moving on to the identity of the common nouns in the sentence. So I will call on Jocelyn. Jocelyn, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Wait lang. Wala. Hello, sir. Sir, naka-unmute po kayo. Ay, naka-mute. Ay, unmute.
Yes. Sorry. All right.
Okay.
So Jocelyn,
Okay.
thank you so much for calling that out. So I have the captain told his crew to raise the sail. Can you tell me where the nouns here? Where are the nouns?
Captain, crew, and sail.
Sail. Very good,
Captain and
Jocelyn.
crew, sir.
Yes,
No,
captain, crew, and including sail. Tama ka doon. Huwag kang
Crew.
huwag kang kabahan sa sarili mo.
Sail.
Tama lahat ng sinabi. So you have captain, that's the name of a person. And then you have the crew, that's the name of, people. And then
Crew.
sail, that is the name that we refer to para doon sa sumatanggap ng hangin. Okay, so sail, that's also a name. All right, thank you so much, Jocelyn. What about you? Okay, let's ask another one. Christian J. Carrion. She bought a new car. In this sentence, she bought a new car. Where is the noun? Christian J. Carrion. All right, Christian's not answering. What about you, Shira May? Shira May, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, Shira May, with the sentence, she bought a new car. Where is the noun here?
Sir, car, saka she.
The only answer is car. Why? Ano ba yung she? Shira May. She is a pronoun, Shira May, okay? So wag kakalimutan yun, Shira May, okay? Yan, wala na si Shira May.
Okay.
All right. So we have Almira. Almira, are you with us, Almira? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. What about in this sentence? Do you have an extra pen? What is the noun here?
The noun is pen.
Correct. Thank you so much, Almira, for helping us
Thank
out.
you, sir.
So we have Christine Alberto. Christine, can you hear us, Christine?
Yes, sir.
Right. Christine, in the sentence, you should read this book. Where is the noun?
Book, sir.
Thank you so much, Christine. It's really nice. What about you, Jonalyn Noveno? I have here the sentence, the band played until 3 in the morning. Can you tell me where the nouns are?
Band, sir, tsaka morning po.
Band and morning. Okay, so we have band and morning. So, sir, what about 3? So 3, consider natin yan as a quantitative adjective and at the same time, pronoun. So yung 3, ginagamit natin siya as an adjective more than a noun. So we can consider that if we're referring to the name of the property, but that's too complicated already. So band and morning, I'm okay with that. What about you, Laarni? Laarni, I'm happy to see you. Where is the noun here?
Ay po.
I and you, he, she, it, they are pronouns. So si I at saka si you, hindi na siya pwede.
Opo, the aim. Ay, wala.
M. Happy is your noun. Why? Happy is the name of an event. It's the name of an emotion. Diba?
Okay po.
Oo. M kasi, Laarni, pag-aaralan natin yan next week at sa mga susunod pang linggo because M is a verb. So sa ibang kaso na siya. So happy will be our subject here, our noun. All right.
Okay.
So, isa pa, bigyan pa kita ng isang pagkakataon, Laarni. I'll meet you at the park. Yan, nasaan ang noun dyan?
Park.
Park. Thank you so much, Laarni. You nailed it this time. Lastly, si Kaislyn Parulan. Kaislyn, are you with us?
Yes po.
Okay, so number 8. A dog is a man's best friend. Can you tell me the nouns?
Dog and
Dog.
best friend.
Best friend. Okay, dog is one noun, Kaislyn. Man is also a noun. Best, hindi siya mako-consider as a noun eh. Bakit? Kasi si best ay adjective. So ano lang ang magiging
Friend.
friend. Thank you so much. Yan, Caitlin. Nagbagyo ka na ba as a friend, Caitlin?
Yes, sir.
Yun, ako, Diyos ko. Ingat kayo sa mga ganyan. Caitlin, masyadong magpapa. Alright. So guys, that will be our exercise for today. Thank you so much for attending the review. Joke lang, hindi pa tayo tapos. Marami pa tayo mag-uusapan. So, I'm just going to delete all the things I have written here. And then, okay. So we have types of nouns. So we're done with the common nouns. Let's now proceed with proper nouns. Ito na, mas madali na itong maintindihan yung comparison nila because proper nouns are specific name of a person, place, object, action, event, or idea. So kung kanina, name of a wizard. So when you say wizard, you just write it as is. But here I have a proper name. And the proper name I used was Harry Potter. So Harry Potter is now considered as a proper noun. Then we have Barack Obama. That is a name of a person. Kobe Bryant, Donald Trump, Kevin, Almira, Christine, Jonalyn, all those are considered names of people. So those are proper nouns. What about places? So kanina meron tayong country, meron tayong city, meron tayong mall. So this one, the name of a country is China. All right. Then we have the name of a place as well, Mall of Asia, name of a mall, and then East Avenue. Okay. When I say city, take a look. When I say city, that is just a common noun. All right. But when I say Cabanatuan City, all right, that is a proper noun. So we do not capitalize city, just city, but we capitalize it if it has a proper noun. Cabanatuan City, it becomes capitalized. Okay. Objects, mga brands, so Swatch, Mongol, Cadbury. Titles, Lord of the Rings, The Avengers, Pride and Prejudice. What else? Events, Halloween. Nakatapos lang yan. Christmas and Valentine's. All right. So when you say events, all right, and they are holidays, guys, listen to me. If they are holidays, if they are culturally inclined observations of any country, so we refer to that as a proper noun. So those are very essential. Okay, we just delete this. Okay, so whatever you see here in front of you, these are the brand names. These are company names. So when you say company names, when you see brand names, you always capitalize the first letter. Sir, my question is, take a look at this, Cinemax. All right, I'm going to use my annotation here. I have here Cinemax. So Cinemax. What about Facebook? The spelling of Facebook in as a company is this one, and it was changed to Meta just last week. So Facebook, even though Facebook as a company doesn't have a capital letter in front, when you are going to write it as your example, it should be capitalized because once again, it is a proper noun. It should be capitalized, the first letter of the first word. What about Dell? This one. Okay, so you have Dell. Okay, wait. I'm using my annotation. So you have your Dell. Sir, dapat po ba lahat capital letter? No, D capital letter, ELL not capitalized anymore. Same goes with Hershey's. This one, all of the letters are on capital letter. So we do not write in all caps, all right? We follow the proper capitalization rule. Now, I have here a question, all right? What about the word HBO? Okay. CNN. What else? RCA, ADP, and JVC. What about those words? Should I capitalize all the letters of those words? Question, Jonalyn Noveno. Can you hear me, Jonalyn?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jonalyn, you have your sample, CNN, HBO, GMA, ABS-CBN. Should I capitalize all the letters?
Yes, sir.
Yes, why?
Because it's an abbreviation.
That is exactly correct. So they are abbreviated names. So, you know, CNN, HBO, GMA, they stand for something else. Let's say GMA, that's for Greater Manila Area. That's what GMA stands for. But because you abbreviated the word, you will be capitalizing every letter of that logo. So you guys have to be very careful with that. Okay, thank you so much for that, Jonalyn. Now, proper nouns, they always begin with a capital letter. Remember, even though they are not at the beginning of the sentence, even though they are in the middle, even though they are the last letter of the sentence, before you put a period, you will write them using capital letters. So you have John Smith, Philippines, Oreo, July, Princeton. Okay. What about, okay, let me share more proper nouns to you. Okay, I just want to share. Baka nakalimutan na ng iba. Okay. I have a question to you. Meron pa ba tayong di natatawag? All right, simula ulit tayo kay Algie and Nina. Ano lang, iikot lang tayo. All right, so we have a question right here. The question is days of the week. Should I capitalize the days of the week like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Yes, sir.
Is correct. Thank you so much, Algie. What about you, Sheena? I have a question for you, Sheena. Should I capitalize the months of the year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So when you write Monday, when you write December, you should always put them in capital letters, okay? All right, so I have a question for you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, what about periods? For example, World War II, should I capitalize that? Events in history?
Yes, sir.
That is also correct. So when you say World War II or Victorian era or Jurassic epoch or things like that, you always write them using capital letters. Thank you, Jeffrey, Sheena, and Algie for participating. So we're done with your proper nouns, capitalization. Okay. Now we have your countable nouns or things that you can count physically. Words that can be counted. So basically they have the singular form, isa lang, and then we have the plural form. So for example, I have here a sample for a countable noun. I'm going to use the word bottle. Okay. Okay. So I only have one bottle. So basically that is in the singular form. But if I have more bottles, then definitely I will be putting an S in front. So this one is the singular form, and this one is the plural version of the word bottles. So basically, the word bottle or its plural counterpart bottles belong to countable nouns, meaning they can be counted. All right. Words that we can count. Can we count dog? Guys, sino ba tatanungin natin? Si Shira May, can we count dogs? Shira May, are you there? O nagmimerienda ka na, Shira May?
Hindi, sir. Dogs. Yung may S.
Yes. Do you think that the word dog, dogs, cat, or cats, do they belong in the countable noun? Nabibilang mo ba siya? Like 1 dog, 2 dog, 3 dog, 4 cats, 5 cats. Nabibilang ba natin siya, Shira May?
Hindi, sir. Pagka may nakalagay lang na, kunwari, ilang 3 dogs, yan kasi ano lang, parang sinasabi mo lang na maraming aso, pero walang bilang.
But my question, Shira May, again, this is simple. Huwag natin gawing komplikado, Shira May. Okay. Can we count dog? Can we count dogs?
Sir, yung dog isa lang, yung dogs, dalawa, ganon, 2 or more.
Yes. But let's say I saw na nakita kong 4 na dogs. Can I say 4 dogs? Pwede ba 'yon?
Yes, sir, pwede.
Okay. Now, here's my question. Since nabibilang pala natin yung dog na meron siyang singular form na isa at meron siyang dogs plural, we don't know exactly. Tapos binilang natin 4, nakaka-categorize ba natin yung word na dog or dogs or even cat or cats as countable nouns? Tama? Nabibilang ba natin siya pwede ba natin siya ma-consider as countable nouns?
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. That is my only question to you, Sharon. So thank you so much for participating. So see, animals belong to countable nouns. So lahat ng bagay na may piraso, for example, I have here bag. So because there's only one bag, pwede mo siyang bilangin as one piece, and then you have multiple bags. I have here another, and I have here another one, making this 3. All right, so tatlo na yan, dami kong bag, ano? So we count them, we can count them per piece. Definitely, it belongs to the countable noun. All right, lahat na mabibilang mo ng isa. All right, what about pencil? I have 1 pencil. What about if you have 8 pencils? So countable nouns because you can count it physically. All right, that's the idea. If you can count it using the cardinal digits like 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, you can count it. That is a countable noun. It's so simple. All right. So now we're done with countable nouns. We shall proceed with concrete nouns. All right. Concrete nouns are names for something that you can physically see, touch, taste, hear, or smell. All right. So I will ask you a question, Jeffrey. All right. Do you think that this canister right here is a concrete noun?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why?
Ano siya, sir? Battle eh. Isang, kumbaga, ang tawag dito.
Okay.
Ano ba yun?
This is the idea, Jeffrey. If you can see it, if you can touch it, you can smell it, you can feel it. All right. That is a concrete noun.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, what about music? Is music a concrete noun, Jeffrey?
Yes, sir, kasi naririnig.
No. What about a song?
Song?
Let's say pop song or dance song.
Yes, sir.
Yes, kasi naririnig pa rin natin siya.
Yes, sir.
Ba? Pati kulog, pati kidlat, because we can hear the thunder. We can hear the loud bang noise of a thunder. All right. So in this question I have here, there are a dozen flowers in the vase. And when you say flowers, we can physically see it. Pwede nating hawakan yung flower, pwede mong amuyin yung flower. Okay, hindi mo siya pwedeng pakinggan, hindi mo siya pwedeng lasahan, of course. So, but that's the idea. Pwede siya mag-exist sa physical plane. That's why it's called concrete noun. Thank you so much for that, Jeffrey. Now we have collective nouns as well. So when you say collective nouns, we use it to refer to groups of people or things, like a choir of singers, a galaxy of stars, a class of students, a library of books. So pag sinabi natin collective noun, ito yung tawag sa mga grupo. Okay, collective. Grupo. Okay, ano ba ang tawag natin, Jonalyn, sa mga isda kapag nasa isang grupo sila? Jonalyn? Nag-merienda ka na ba, Jonalyn?
Hindi, sir. School, sir.
School of fish. Okay. Sige, Jonalyn, ikaw pa. What about wolves? Anong tawag natin sa wolves pag magkakasama sila?
Pwede, sir. Group. Parang,
Group. Pero ang tawag natin is pack of wolves. Yes. So, may mga tawag tayo, Jonalyn, sa mga grupo. Ngayon, sa isang gobyerno, meron kang mga armed force, di ba? Meron kang mga armas para sa iyong mga sundalo, sa mga soldiers. So, army. Yan. Pag nasa dagat naman sila, Navy. Yan. So, yan po ay tawag natin school, pack, army, choir, class, library, yan. Ito ang tanong ko, Jonalyn. Pwede ba natin silang lagyan ng S? Yung collective noun?
Pwede po, sir.
Pwede. So halimbawa, army, okay, refers to the soldiers. So hindi mo pwedeng sabing armies kung Philippine Army lang. But when you are referring to clumps, let's say, ito yung Philippine Army, ito yung Chinese Army, then here's the American Army, and they will do joint armed force exercise. Okay, then we can refer to the multiple armies. Pero this is something that you want to understand is when you use countable nouns, gagamit tayo ng quantifier. Let's say multiple, several, okay? So, sir, kailan ba natin pag-aaralan yung quantifier? Pag-aaralan natin yan sa Grammar 5. So if you guys can wait for it, mag-Grammar 5 tayo, pag-aaralan natin ang quantifier so that we can understand this much better. So, collective noun muna tayo. All right, so we have terms para sa mga grupo. Now, I'm just going to clear my drawings and proceed to the next slide. Non-countable nouns. So in English, there is also a term that we use to refer for words that can only take a singular form, and we refer to them as non-countable nouns. So the first type of non-countable nouns is abstract nouns. They have no physical existence. We cannot see, hear, smell, feel, or taste them. So particularly if we are referring to virtues or emotions, okay, most probably that is an abstract noun. All right. So in this example, the price of freedom is constant vigilance. So freedom, even the word vigilance, will be categorized as abstract nouns. So can you give me some more examples of abstract nouns? Sheena? Sheena?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you give me some samples of abstract nouns? Do you think
Adventure
happiness
ba?
is an abstract noun?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Ano yung sinabi mo na example?
Sir, adventure.
Adventure? Probably, yeah, adventure.
Sir, love.
Adventure. What else?
Love po.
Love. In love tong si Sheena. What about
Hindi po,
poverty?
sir.
Poverty.
Sir,
Hunger.
hindi po sure.
Yeah, poverty, hunger, freedom. Those are also called abstract nouns. So those are just some samples. The question, Sheena, do we capitalize those words?
Sir, hindi po.
You only capitalize them if they begin a sentence. Okay, thank you so much for that, Sheena. So we're done with the abstract nouns. I hope you guys understand. But there are also some concrete nouns that we refer to as non-count. So hindi natin sila pwedeng bilangin. Non-countable nouns, which are also concrete nouns. So, di ba, concrete nouns yan. Tulad yan, nakikita natin siya, nahawakan natin siya. But there are examples of concrete nouns that you can still touch, you can still feel, you can still smell or hear, but because we're referring to their undivided sense, okay, let me highlight that one, undivided sense, we will be using the singular version of it. All right, so example, oil. The price of oil has stabilized recently. Add more sugar to your coffee. So basically, sugar and coffee, okay, they are either in their powder or granulated form. That is why, according to the rule, since we cannot physically count them per piece, we're going to only refer to them as a singular form. What about oil? All right. Oil is in its liquid form. So remember, we cannot use, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin basta-basta. I'm not saying we cannot use it entirely, but we cannot just use it right away if the noun is in the liquid form or powder granulated form. Okay? Nang basta-basta. So, Jonalyn, I have questions for you. All right? Jonalyn, there are instances na nakakakita tayo ng mga sentences sa English. Halimbawa, sugars, at saka oils, even waters. According dito sa non-countable noun, we cannot use them in plural form because we understand that they are in their undivided sense. So bakit kaya sometimes nagdadagdag pa rin tayo ng S sa mga words tulad ng sugar at saka ng oil?
Ano sir, pagka gumamit sir ng quantifier po.
Tama. We're using quantifier. We're using quantifier because they have variations in types. Halimbawa lang ha, bigyan ko lang to ng clarity. Etong si sugar, okay, si sugar, if we are referring to the sugar we're using in the kitchen, alam niyo na asukal 'yon. All right, we have the powdered sugar. Sugar lang. But in scientific sense, si sugar marami ang form. Meron tayong monosaccharides, meron tayong disaccharides, meron tayong polysaccharides. So because scientists are referring to the different types of sugar, we can use them. You can use the word sugars if we're referring to the different types of it. All right. Same with oil, because meron tayong mga different types of oil. We have cholesterol. We have the high and low density lipoproteins. So pwedeng gamitin natin yung oils. Pwede rin natin gamitin yung waters. Let's say waters. We have ocean, we have sea, but we're referring to multiple types of oceans. Tulad nung sabi ni Jonalyn, we have the quantifier. So different undisputed waters. Okay, so pwede nating lagyan siya ng F. But listen to me closely. If you are just going to use the words sugar, coffee in their powder form, oil, water, juice, mayonnaise, ketchup, soy sauce, in their undivided sense, please use the singular form of the noun. So I hope you guys understood the reference for that. So we also use the names of substances, materials, liquids, gases like leather, silver, metal, paper, wood, air, meat, rice, even coffee, water, butter, flour, and bread. So there are many words in the language that we consider as non-count noun. Okay? So take a look at this. For paper, pwede rin naman tayong gumamit ng word na papers. For metal, kung marami siyang types of metal, pwede natin siya lagyan ng S. Silver, kung iba-iba yung types, we can use silvers. But look at that. Look at the wood. Bakit hindi natin siya pwedeng basta-basta lagyan ng S? Because wood and the word woods are different. Wood is kahoy. Take a look at that. But woods is forest or kakahuyan. So, hindi mo naman pwedeng sabihin na, hey, get some woods. Diba? In the language kasi, ano yun? Kukuha ng kakahuyan? It's impossible to do that. So sir, paano po yun? Gusto ko pong sabihin maraming kahoy. Tulad nung sabi ni Jonalyn, gumamit tayo ng quantifier. Diba? Get some pieces of wood. Okay. So yung some, that is your quantifier. Si pieces, yun yung vessel. Ganun din sa water. Okay. Sa water, meron tayong glasses of water. Lalagay mo muna siya sa glasses. Si coffee, cups of coffee. Diba? Flour, cups of flour. Yan. What about butter? A piece of butter. Pag isa. Pag marami, slices of butter. Diba? So, what about bread? Oh, slices of bread, pieces of bread. So lalagyan mo muna siya ng quantifier bago siya magkaroon ng S. Yan. Any questions so far, people? Right? None. We're doing great so far. Okay. Shall now proceed with the next activities and sports: running, gardening, swimming, football, shopping, tennis, badminton. Singular. Laging singular yan. Names of subjects, non-plural. Okay? Kahit na meron siyang S, we still consider them as singular. Yes, Jocelyn, you have a question?
Sir, yung pong
Yes.
sa ano natin yung sa she, he, pronoun po siya.
Yes, she, he, those are pronouns.
Pero nagagamit din po natin siya sa sentence, 'di ba? Kahit hindi siya nakasulat sa first word or first word ng sentence, tama?
Yes, Jocelyn. You know what, Jocelyn? After the first part of my discussion, dun tayo pupunta sa pronouns. So,
Okay.
ngayon, nandito muna tayo sa nouns. Kasi we need to understand exactly how noun works, paano natin siya dapat isulat. Kasi if we do not understand nouns, hindi rin natin ma-understand si pronouns because si pronouns are noun substitutes. So, kaya sinisave ko siya para mamaya.
Okay,
Pero
sorry.
Don't
Akala ko
worry.
tayo na.
Don't worry. At dahil dyan, bibigyan kita ng quiz mamaya pagkatapos natin magkaroon ng...
Okay, sorry. Thank
It's
you.
okay. It's okay, Jocelyn. No worries. Later, guys, everyone, meron tayong handout. Lahat na nakikita nyo dito sa lecture ko, may handout tayo. Lahat na nakikita nyo dyan, gagamitin nyo yan, understanding para sa seat work nyo on your own mamaya. Pati answer key, provide ko rin yan. So, nouns for now, pronouns later, Jocelyn. So, mamaya, hang on ka lang dyan, pupuntahan natin si pronouns. Maya-maya lang.
Okay, sorry.
What about you, Jeffrey? You have a question?
Sir, pag gram siya kilo, saan siya? Countable or non-countable?
Pag ano?
Pag gram siya mga kilo.
Grams.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Si grams, ito. Si grams kasi, ang tawag natin dyan ay units of measurement. Yan. So let's say grams, kilos, or kilograms to be specific, pati kilometers.
Liters.
Oh. Yan, on their own, dahil nga unit of measurement yan, meron kang mini-measure. Let's say, 3 grams of MSG or monosodium glutamate. 5 kilograms of pork. So, ibig sabihin, si gram, pwedeng 1 lang, 1 gram. Si grams, pwedeng may S. So, sila mismo ang quantified noun. Sila mismo ay noun, Jeffrey. Kilometers. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers,
2 kilometers.
3 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 50,000 kilometers. Sila yung naglalagay ng S.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Pero meron pa siyang kasamang noun. Ano yung mini-measure natin? MSG, pork, o
Pork.
kilometers, 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers of running. Example. All right. Okay ka na, Jeffrey? Was that all your
Yes,
question?
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. If you have any concern, tanong ka lang. So we have non-plural with S. We have mathematics. We have physics, economics, civics, ethics. Even though sila po ay singular noun, nakikita po natin na may S sila, pero hindi natin sila i-consider as plural dahil yun yung spelling talaga nila. Alright. Marami pang iba na ganyan ng nouns. Meron pa tayo mga names ng sakit tulad ng measles, mumps. Yan. So singular pa rin sila. So dahil singular sila, gagamit pa rin tayo ng singular na subject. So halimbawa lang mathematics is my favorite subject. So mathematics is my favorite subject. Ganun mo siya isusulat. Physics has been really difficult lately. Economics was. Okay? So you will be using singular verbs for them. Kasi kahit na meron silang S, singular pa rin sila by default. Now, syempre meron din tayong mga other subjects. Yes, Almira, you have a question?
Yes, sir. Sir, yung gymnastics and billiards po, included din yan, sir.
Sama din yon. Oo. Lahat naman ng list na yon, i-discuss natin yan sa Grammar 2, Almira. Kasi nandun tayo sa subject-verb agreement. So, i-discuss ko yung subject, why na meron silang S, at ano yung mga subjects na yon. May listahan kasi tayo lahat-lahat nun. But, para lang magkaroon ka ng basic idea, meron tayo mga words na may letter S, tulad nga nung dinagdag mo. Billiards, pati yung darts, laro din yan, di ba, Almira?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so darts, billiards, there are a lot of words that contains an S. Tulad yan ng mathematics, physics. Another will be mga sakit, mumps, measles. Pero singular din ang kanilang verb. Dahil singular sila, yung spelling lang nila ang merong S. Okay. So non-plural without S, history, law, art, music, and the likes. Languages, we always refer to them as singular: Spanish, Greek, Russian, German, English, and Tagalog. I have a question for you, Shira May. Yan, Shira May, matagal ka namin hindi natatanong. Shira May, andiyan ka ba? Nagmimerienda ka na?
Yes, sir.
Shira May, should I capitalize the first letter of the word Spanish, Greek, Russian, German, English, or Tagalog? Shira May,
Yes, sir.
should I capitalize them? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
That's a proper noun.
Correct. They are proper nouns that we use as adjectives. So, Spanish bread, Greek cuisine, Russian dog, German technology, English language, Tagalog language. So, that's how we use them. Okay? So, we also have abstract nouns. Ito nga yung mga words na we always refer to as singular: love, hate, intelligence, poverty, hope, advice. We have hunger, knowledge, help, trouble, information, and beauty. So those are always singular form. Collective nouns of furniture, equipment, accommodation, luggage, fruit, wildlife, machinery, and traffic. All right? Those collective nouns, hindi mo siya nilalagyan ng S by default. Hindi lang siya basta-bastang pwedeng lagyan ng S. Okay, remember that how we do not put an S to them right away. For example, traffic, lalagyan mo ng S, hindi pwedeng mangyari yon. All right? Sir, I want to say that ang daming sasakyan eh. So we don't say there is so much traffic, but traffic will be your subject. We use this, the traffic is heavy, o kung sakto lang, moderate. Kung konti lang, holiday, linggo, light. So the traffic is light. So machinery. Sir, what about yung fruit? Yung fruit, hindi rin natin siya nilalagyan ng S. Yung vegetables, nilalagyan natin ng S, but yung fruit, hindi. Ay, kaya pala nung gumawa ko ng task 1, sinabit ko kay sir, minali niya yung S dun sa fruit. Again, pwede ka lang magkaroon ng S sa fruit if you're referring to multiple species of it. So marami pa, pati yung fish, hindi rin natin siya ginagawang fishes. Except, again, fish, muna, kahit marami, sir, gusto kong sabihin, ang daming isda, di ba? There's so much fish in the sea. There's so many fish in the sea. Bakit? So many, so much, tons, pero fish pa din. Kasi we're only talking about one kind, but we're referring to multiple types of it. Tsaka pa lang pwedeng pumasok si fishes. Same as with fruit, same as with equipment, even luggage, furniture, we don't put S. Sir, isang sala set eh. May table ka, may long chair ka, tapos may dalawa ka pang chair in front. Isang sala set yun. Bakit furniture lang? Because that's it. That's the name of the set, furniture. Okay? Hindi siya furnitures. So, you guys have to remember that. So, use capital letters in the following ways. Again, so you have your Gloria wanted to try the new restaurant at so Richard took her to Tito's Taco Palace, where the best Mexican chili is served. So we have to understand this sentence. You have Gloria, the name of a person. Then Richard, also a name of a person. Tito's Taco Palace, it's the name of a restaurant. And Mexican chili, the name of the dish. But we only wrote the name of the dish in capital letter because of the word Mexican, and Mexican is a proper noun. So it will both become proper noun. Again, the first word of a sentence, when, the, any beginning of a sentence, capital letter. The pronoun I must always be capitalized, even though it is in the middle, in the end of a sentence, in the last paragraph, especially GT, kayo mga GT ha, madalas kayong gagamit ng I na pronoun. So, especially sa letter writing, task 1, always write the pronoun I in its capital letter form. Family relationships, when you says proper names. Tingnan nyo ha, I sent a thank you note to Aunt Abigail, but not to my other aunts. Tingnan mabuti ha. Aunt Abigail. Aunt is the title. Abigail is the name of your aunt. But when you say my other aunts, hindi mo na siya kinapital letter. Again, yung example na binigay ko kanina, here is a present I bought my mother. So because mother is what you call your mom, the relationship you had with that person who gave birth to you, then definitely we're going to capitalize that. The names of God's specific deities, religious figures, and holy books. God the Father, the Bible, the Greek gods, Buddha. So God in this example is different from the Greek gods. Remember, if God is singular, you capital the letter G. But if it's not, if it is plural, take a look at this. The Greek gods, only G for Greek will be capitalized and not G of gods because it's already in its plural form. That's a rule. We cannot do anything about it. Buddha is also a deity in the Buddhist religion, so we also capitalize it, even though hindi po yun ang relihiyon niya. All right? The Bible, Quran, and all those scriptures, all right? So we also capitalize those words. Again, there's no need for you to understand this too much kasi hindi naman tayo gagamit ng word na God or religion sa inyong essay writing because we want to avoid religion as much as possible in essay. So if you guys can help it, avoid talking about religion, not only in writing but also in speaking. Titles preceding names but not titles that follow names. Ayan, Mayor Hanolovi. Dr. Wyatt called on the staff nurse. Ang daya naman. Pag mga nurse, hindi capital letter. Pag doctor, capital letter. Guys, hindi ganun ha. Okay. So for example, babalik na rin natin. All right. Nurse Jenny, all right, called the doctor. Called the doctor. So since the doctor here doesn't have a name, hindi mo siya kakapitalize. Because si Nurse Jenny, siya ay merong pangalan na kasama, kakapitalize mo siya. Diba? Coach Ross. What else? Teacher Mike. All right? Or Officer Joy, for example. So doon natin siya ika-capital letter. All right. So, the days of the week, the months of the year, and holidays, tulad ng sinabi natin kanina, tinanong natin kay LJ, tinanong natin kay Sheena, yan. So, Christmas, Halloween, April, May, June, July, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, capital letter. Seasons are capitalized when used in a title. Okay? Yung mga seasons, ano ba yung mga seasons? Winter, summer, spring, fall. Okay, winter, summer, spring, or if you want to use fall replacement is autumn. Okay, so we do not capitalize them. But if they are used in a title, for example, the fall 1999 semester, spring break 2000, that is the only time that you're going to use the capital letter of them. But you know, winter, summer, spring, fall, autumn, we do not capitalize the letter of the first words. Okay, remember that. Now, members of national, political, racial, social, civic, and athletic groups. Green Bay Packers, African Americans, anti-Semitic, Democrats. What else? Los Angeles Lakers or the Brooklyn Nets. So we always write the capital letters if they are members of national, political, racial, social, civic, even athletic groups. The names of countries, nationalities, and specific languages. So we have China, and then the nationality is Chinese, and the specific language is Mandarin. Capital letter lahat yon. Philippines, that's the name of a country. Name of nationality is Filipino. Name of a specific language is Tagalog. Capital letter din yon. America, American English, you guys get the point. Salutation in letter GT, remember this. Dear sir or madam, both the S and M for madam and sir, excuse me, will be capitalized. And the sincerely yours, we do not capitalize the letter Y for yours, only the S for sincerely. Okay, that is very important dahil sa lahat ng letter writing ng GT, laging may ganyan. The first word in a sentence, that is a direct quote. So if your sentence has a quote, which I do not suggest your essay should have some anyway, like this, fetch me some water, like this. So this word is the beginning of the sentence in a quote. Definitely, you are going to capitalize the letter F for the fetch. Okay, so next up, we will be having the periods and events. So we have the Victorian era, we have the Great Depression, we have the Constitutional Convention, you have the World War II, you have Jurassic era. So all those words will be capitalized. Sorry. The major words in the titles of books, articles, and songs. One of Jerry's favorite books is The Catcher in the Rye. I saw The Avengers with my cousin. The DJ played Jack Johnson's Upside Down. Actually, it's so much better if you're going to write apostrophes here. Okay, open and close parentheses. The Avengers, Upside Down. It's okay, just okay if you don't. All right, because by technicalities, the assessor will already know that you're referring to a song, title of a book, or a movie. All right. So you can just omit those. But my suggestion is that it's better if you have one. Again, trademarks, logos of companies, we write the capital letter. Directions that are names. North, south, east, and west when used as sections of the country. The battles have moved to the southwest. Again, this is very important. I will be asking a question. LJ, Nina, I'll be asking Nina specifically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you're going to capitalize a direction when it is used as a section of a country, we write the capital letter form. But what about if I'm going to ask a direction? Sabi, the stranger asked me, where is the nearest McDonald's? And I answered, oh, it is 2 kilometers, 2 kilometers, south from here, or you just have to write the south na maliit ng letter S?
Maliit lang, sir.
Maliit lang. Okay. No coaching, LJ. Tinuturo mo si Nina.
Sinagot
All right. So, because we're only referring to a direction, not a section of a country. Pero pag ang pinag-uusapan na natin, let's say, South Luzon, or Northern Peninsula, Western Russia, pag mga section na ng bansa, even oceans, even the world itself, capital letter na yun. Malinaw po? Okay, I hope that it's clear. We shall proceed now to the next topic. Words and abbreviations of specific names, Freudian, NBC, UN, HBO, HDTF. So yung HBO plus HD, parehong ika-capital letter yan, lahat. Titles that follow names. I was able to interview Miriam Moss, Mayor of Lyttonville. So ang suggestion ko, instead of writing this, mas okay kung I was able to interview Mayor Miriam Moss of Lyttonville para wala nang disruption na comma sa sentence. Seasons, we do not capitalize winter, spring, summer, fall, autumn. Short prepositions are the articles the, a, or an, if they are not the first word of a title. Tingnan. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is the title of the book. So you have Harry Potter, name of a person, order, that is a noun, Phoenix, that's also a noun, pero yung and, yung the, yung of, hindi natin siya ikinakapitalize. Why? Yung and kasi in this case, this is a conjunction. This one is a conjunction. Tapos yung the, this is an article. Yung of, that is a preposition. So we do not capitalize those 4 letters in that title. Dahil hindi naman siya noun. Noun lang po ang ating kinakapital letter. Compass directions, like what I've said to Nina, kapag it's not a direction, it's not a section of a country, it's just plain and simple direction. we do not capitalize the word. Century numbers in the 16th century, so we do not capitalize it. All right? So kapag ito po ay name ng event like Victorian era, the Edo period, capital letter, World War II. Pero pag basic 16th, 17th, 18th, 20th, 21st century, hindi natin siya kina-capital letter. All right, so I am going to give you 2 minutes para sa activity na to. Tingnan nyo lang ano yung mga dapat nyong hanapin na capital letter. I'm giving you 2 minutes, all right? And then later on, I will share to you the answers. So para lang ma-reinforce natin yung ating learning. So 2 minutes, pwede na po kayong maghanap. Hunt for the words that need to be capitalized. Kung kayo po ay may pencil and paper, use your pencil and paper. Kung kayo po ay naka-phone, type it in your notes. All right? So 2 minutes, go. Okay, so this one is a very easy task. So of course, we're going to draw lang ako ng ano. So you have one for one morning. Scott is the name of a person. We have the Westlake Elementary School. And then Charlotte's Web, the name of the book. Red Devils, that's the name of the team he's on. And then Minty Max toothpaste, that's the brand name. Captain Crunchies, the brand name of the cereal. Peter, name of his friend. And then Mrs. Anderson's classroom. Okay, so those are just some of the capital letters that needs to be capitalized. So here's the example. Okay, verbals. So we're done with nouns. We're going to talk about verbals now. So verbals, what are they? Verbals are words that look like verbs, but they do not function as one. So take a look. We have gerunds. So remember, we have verbs. We have verbs which end in ing or things that ends in ing. So if we're referring to them as the topic of a sentence, then those verbs are not functioning as verbs anymore. Rather, they are now a verbal in its specific type, gerund. So Let us have a look of those samples, all right? Traveling, singing, rehearsing, okay? For example, traveling to 5 different cities is exhausting. All right, traveling to 5 different cities is exhausting. Now I have a question for you, Almira. Almira, why is it that I have here 5 different cities and yet the verb I'm using is is?
Yes, sir.
Amira.
Because yes, sir. Because sir, traveling is gerund, a
Exactly.
noun
Traveling
ending
is
with
a
ing.
gerund and traveling is your subject.
Yes.
That's why even though I put there 1,000 cities, still going to be in. Thank you so much, Almira, because not everyone can do this the first time. I'm really happy that you already know about this. Thank you so much, Almira.
Thank you, sir.
So traveling, this is a gerund. This is your subject, not 5 different cities. That's why is exhausting. So we always use the words that that ends with ing, the gerunds, like traveling, going, having, eating, 5 different dishes, studying 3 different subjects. Okay. So we use the singular verb because those gerunds are singular. What about infinitives? So if gerund ends with ing, infinitives is used like this: to plus base verb. Okay, so I have a question for you, Laarni. Laarni,
Yes, sir.
Arnie, if our example a while ago was traveling, that is the gerund form. How can I make traveling into an infinitive form? So according to this, any verb must begin with to plus the verb itself, but it will be in its base form. So can I say to travel, Arnie? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Arnie, traveling here is your gerund. To travel is your infinitive. Now I have some samples for you, Arnie. Okay. So Arnie, if my gerund is eating, tell me, what is the infinitive?
Eat po. To eat?
To? Don't forget the to. All right, to eat. What about sleeping? Sleeping, Arnie. What is my infinitive?
To sleep.
Very good, Arnie. That's it, to sleep. Right? So to sleep. So now, both eating, to eat, sleeping, and to sleep, they are verbals. If it ends with ing, that is a gerund. If it begins with to and it is followed by the base verb, it is called an infinitive. So always remember that so that we don't want to get things mixed up. All right?
Yes, sir.
At lagi silang singular form. Now, bakit ko na-highlight tong si infinitive? Kasi nakakakita ako ng ganito. To ate. To gave. To studied. Nakakakita ako ng ganyan. At bakit? Mali ba yan? Yes. Ang sabi natin, it must always be followed by the base form of the verb, the infinitive verb. Wala siya dapat kahit anong tense. Yan. So it, give, study. Question, Jocelyn. Pwede ko bang lagyan ng S ito, si to eats? Ganyan.
To eat. No, sir. To eat.
No, thank you so much, Jocelyn. Hindi natin siya lalagyan ng S. Basta nasa infinitive form na to give, to study, wala kang ilalagay na S, E, S, D, E, D, I, N, G. Thank you so much for that, Jocelyn. Galing nung batch na to, para sa akin, ito na ito yung pinakamatalinong batch. Galing, galing. Okay. All right, so now we're done with the infinitives. So the only rule for infinitive is we never separate the verb dun sa to. Halimbawa, the marketing team voted to before they launched. Dapat yung to at saka run. All right, the marketing team voted to run an anticipatory ad campaign before they launched the new software. Hindi mo pwedeng paghiwalayin ang to at saka run. Dahil lagi nating tatandaan, ano mong pag pinagsama ng Diyos ay hindi maaaring paghiwalayin ni naman. To, run, magkasama, hindi pwedeng paghiwalayan. To, sleep, magkasama, hindi pwedeng paghiwalayan. Okay? Remember that, everyone. Now, do you like ang gerund form natin dito ng cook is cooking? Ang infinitive form to cook. She is impossible to beat. Okay, tingnan naman natin yung number 3. I find writing very therapeutic. Gerund form daw. Bored. Tapos gerund. So boarding, lalagyan ko lang ng ing. Boarding pupils were allowed to use the gym facilities. His handwriting is difficult. Ano yung infinitive form ng read? To read. That situation will be hard. Infinitive form to cover. Okay, and then you have this working. Okay, working student. So that is the sample of our exercise for today. Dito sa ating gerund and infinitive form. Now, pronouns. Sino nagtanong ng pronouns kanina sa akin? Jocelyn, ikaw ba yan? Tama ba? Ikaw nga
Sir,
ba yan,
naligaw
Jocelyn?
lang. Proper naman pala yung kanina tayo.
Ito na, andito na tayo sa
naligaw.
pronoun. Jocelyn, maging masaya ka na. Andito na tayo.
Okay
Alright.
po.
So, pronouns are noun substitutes. Jocelyn, kausapin mo ako. Huwag ka muna umalis. Alright. Pronouns are noun substitutes. Kailangan ba meron munang noun bago tayo magpalit ng pronoun?
The nouns for which pronouns not for each. So, substitute nga po eh.
Correct. Ibig sabihin ba, Jocelyn, bago palitan, dapat meron munang papalitan?
Yes.
Correct. Alright. Para medyo malalim yun, ano, Jocelyn?
Wala na.
Experience mo na ba yan ang mapalitan?
Yes, napapalitan.
Hindi naman sana. Okay. So, Jocelyn, okay. Joke time lang yan. Alright, so, pronouns are noun substitutes. The nouns for which pronoun stands for are called antecedents. Okay. So, halimbawa, I'm going to write Kevin. Alright, Kevin. Siyempre, capital letter. Kevin is the coach for Niner Cabanatuan. Tapos, papalitan natin si Kevin because Kevin is singular and Kevin is third person at siya ay lalaki. So, gagamitin ko yung he. He is very handsome. Halimbawa lang, alright? Agree ka ba doon? LJ? Mayor? Agree ka ba dyan?
Of course, sir.
Yes po, sir.
So much,
No
guys.
doubt.
Alright. So, the reason is Kevin, okay, nakita nyo, pinalitan natin ito. Hindi ko na kasi pwedeng gamitin yung Kevin ulit. Like, Kevin is very handsome. Kevin. Because we want to avoid excessive repetition. So, ang magke-carry po ng load ng pag-uulit ay yung pronoun na. And yung pronoun, tingnan nyo ha, the pronoun must agree, alright, to the subject both in gender and in number. I just want to repeat that. The pronoun and noun must agree both in number end in gender. So, napakasimple. Kung kanina nasa grade 1 English tayo, capital letter, nouns and proper nouns, common nouns. Pumunta tayo sa grade 2 English. Yan. So we have the first person, the second person, and the third person. Okay. So when you say first person singular, ayan na, si I, me, at saka si mine. Ibig sabihin nun, this is for the speaker, this is for the writer. So kung sino yung author, since ako yung nagsusulat, ako yung nagsasalita, gagamitin ko si I, si me, tsaka si mine. Si I, ang tawag natin dyan is the subjective case. Pag sinabi natin subjective case, ilalagay natin siya sa harapan. Mamaya guys, ipapakita ko yan kung nasaan yung subjective case, nasaan yung objective case, nasaan yung possessive case. Alright. But just to give you an idea, si I, nilalagyan natin siya sa umpisa. Kasi nga subjective case yun ng pronoun. Si me, siya ay tinatawag nating objective case ng pronoun. So nilalagay natin siya sa huli. Si mine, yan ang may tinatawag nating possessive case of pronoun. So nilalagay natin siya, ginagamit natin siya for possession. Halimbawa, this bag is mine. Sabihin, pagmamay-ari ko yan. Okay. Si me, okay. The cleaning, halimbawa lang ha, the cleaning will be done by me. Yan. So si me, nilalagay natin siya sa huli. Now, sir, what about this sentence? I want to transform this sentence na gusto ko siyang gawin na I. So, I will do the cleaning. Yan. So, if the subject will be in front, gagamitin si I. If the subject will be in the end, gagamitin si me. If it is possession, gagamitin si mine. Same goes with first person plural. Pag sabing first person, okay. Sino bang matanong natin? Si Almira. Yan, Almira. Okay. Sabing first person. So we, sa our, at saka sa us, Almira. Do you think, nag-uusap tayong dalawa, Almira. Pag sabi ko bang we, tayo ba yon?
Yes, sir.
Pag sinabi kong us, tayo ba yon?
Us. Yes, sir.
Pag sabi ko bang ours, sa atin ba yon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ang ibig sabihin pala ng plural form ng first person, again, nasa first person tayo ha, is yung nagsasalita, kasali. So, halimbawa, kausap ko si Almira, kausap ko si Jocelyn, kausap ko si Shira, kausap ko kayong lahat. Pag sinabi kong we, us or our, sa ating lahat yon. Okay? Okay, so Almira, the question here is that sa writing task to ba, sa essay writing, gagamit ka ba ng we, us, or our ng madalas?
No, sir. Writing essay.
Oh, why? Why kaya, Almira?
Sa writing essay po.
Yes.
Dahil, sir, ikaw, sir,
Okay, tuloy mo, Almira.
kasi po ako po mismo ang nagsusulat ng essay.
Hindi tayo, di ba, Almira?
Yes, sir.
And una sa lahat, wala namang tayo. Alright. So, that's the case. Ako yung nagbabasa, ako yung examiner. Pag gumamit ka ng we, pag gumamit ka ng as at saka ng our, ang dating ng essay mo is, sa atin yun. We did that together. So, it's not the case. Kaya ang gagamitin natin madalas ay si I. Yan. Para sa introduction, para sa conclusion, mas madalas gumamit ng I. And I'm not saying na hindi tayo gumagamit ng we, us, or ours, or are. Gumagamit din tayo very often in a very specific case lang sa conclusion. Malalaman yun pag umattend na kayo ng major lecture ko sa writing. Now, second person, you, yours. Third person, he, she. So, syempre, meron tong gender, si he. Para sa lalaki, si she. Para sa babae, si him. For objective case. Alright. Si his, objective case, and her, objective case din yan, babae. It, sa mga walang gender. It's, sa possession. Ayan. Same goes with, for third person, we have them, they, and theirs. Okay. So, ang suggestion ko, guys, sometimes kasi yung ating mga essay will be gender limiting. That's why it is so much better if you're going to write your examples in plural form. Yan. In plural form, para mas madali tayong makapag-replace ng pronoun afterwards. So, bigyan tayo ng example. So, cases of pronoun, it indicates the relation of pronoun to other words in a sentence. So, meron tayong tinatawag na subject or nominative case. So, I, you, we, he, she, it, you, tsaka they. Sir, pwede po ba namin kopyahin yan? No, you don't have to worry about copying anything. Lahat po ng nakikita nyo sa aking presentation ngayon, i-convert ko yan as PDF. Ibibigay ko yan sa inyo mamaya pagkatapos ng lecture at pagka-upload ko ng aking replay. Tapos sa inyo po yan lahat, para po yan sa inyo, hindi po yan sa akin. Nagbayad kayo, ano? So sulitin natin ang inyong mga binayad. Diyan po napupunta ang inyong mga binabayad. Okay, so we have I, you, he, we, she, it, you, at saka they. So ibig sabihin nun guys, kung gagawa ka ng sentence at gagamitin mo yung words na nandito sa umpisa, si I, si you, si we, si he, si she, it, you, and they, dapat nasa umpisa siya ng sentence. Okay, what about objective or as the predicate? Ilalagay mo naman siya sa huli. So you have your me, you, him, her, it, us, at saka ng them. And then for possessive or pagmamayari, my, like my bag, this bag is mine. Your phone, I think this phone is yours. His belt, her pants, the money is hers, its tail, our post, the post is ours, their team, the team is theirs. So example lang yan. Now, eto ang tanong ko kay, sino matanong natin? Christine Alberto. Christine, ako, baka nagtatampo ka na, hindi ka pa namin natatanong. Huwag ka mag-alala, hihirapan ko ng konti ang tanong sa'yo, Christine. Christine, nandiyan ka ba?
Yes po.
Alright. So Christine, susulat ako dito ng dalawang sample. You, caps lock ko lang para malaki, para galit na galit. You and I, or you and me. Ano ba ang tama dyan, Christine? You and I, or you?
You and I.
Actually, Christine, gusto ko lang sabihin sa'yo that both of them are correct. Pero, si you and I, ginagamit natin siya sa umpisa. In front of your sentence. Si you and me naman ay nilalagay natin sa huli. So, bigyan mo nga ako ng example. Gamit ang you and I, Christine. Kung may kasama ka sa iyong profile picture, pakilala mo naman kami kay sir. Ayan.
You and I are in love.
Yeah, no? In love si Christine, no? Christine, ilang taon na ba kayo ni sir?
14 years po.
14 years. Napakatagal. Congratulations. Do you have kids already, Christine?
Yes po.
Ilan na?
Isa lang po.
Dagan yun na.
Hindi na po pwede. May sakit po.
So, okay. So, sorry to hear that, Christine. So, yun nga. Sabi ni Christine, you and I are in love. Ngayon, bibigyan ko naman si Christine ng sample gamit ang you and me. Okay? So, the dish will be cooked by you and me. Ngayon, babalik ta rin ko. Di ba? You and I will cook the dish. Ayan. So we have the first sentence. The dish will be cooked by you and me. So you and me, dahil ang me ay objective case, ilalagay natin siya sa huli. So you and I naman, that is your nominative or subject case. So you and I, ilalagay natin siya sa front. So that's the case. All right. So we're done with the cases of pronoun. Again, para sa kumpletong listahan nilang lahat, ipopost ko ito mamaya both sa ating Discord server at sa ating Facebook group. Now, meron pa tayong isang type of pronoun, si relative pronoun. When a sentence is embedded inside another sentence to function as a relative clause, a relative pronoun replaces the repeated noun in order to make the new sentence grammatically correct. So we use the who and whom for people, including whose and that. Si which and that naman is si things. Okay, may mga cases na pwede mo siyang gamitin both. Example. All right, I'm giving an example. Palit naman tayo ng color ng pen. Sasawa na ako sa red. Purple naman. I bought a house that is over 200 years old. Yan, nakakatakot, no? Bibili ka ng bahay, 200 years old na. Eh, dito natin lagay. I bought a house that was over 200 years old. Pwede rin I bought a house which was over 200 years old. Yan. So, pwede natin gamitin si that, at saka si which para sa bagay. Si who, at saka si that, pwede siya sa tao. Alright? So, this one is a complicated topic. Kailangan natin ng other time para sa that, which, at saka sa who. Don't worry. Sa Grammar 7, magkakaroon po tayo ng discussion about relative pronouns and relative clause. So, doon po magpo-focus, doon iikot yung ating lecture. So, I just want everyone to hang on. Malapit na yon, siguro by December. Yun ang i-discuss ko. So, that's for the relative pronoun. So, ito yung mga examples. Shaquille O'Neal, who has all the moves, could not be stopped. Yan. So, as you can see right here, naglalagay tayo ng comma before the who, and then naglalagay tayo ng comma after the clause bago yung kanyang tinatawag na relative clause. Alright, Shaquille O'Neal, comma, who has all the moves, comma, could not be stopped. But it is also going to function as this. Shaquille O'Neal that has all the moves could not be stopped. Could not be stopped, sorry. So, pwede mong alisin yung dalawang comma, palitan mo siya ng that. Pwede mo nga tanggalin eh, dahil ito ay tinatawag nating non-relevant relative clause. So magiging itong Shaquille O'Neal has all the moves, could not be stopped. Dire-diretso lang. The tools which he bought yesterday were specked with rust. Okay. The tools which he bought yesterday were specked with rust. So which, pwede rin the tools that he bought yesterday were specked with rust. Pwede din yan. Now we have the interrogative pronoun. Okay, we have the interrogative pronouns who, whom, whose, what, and which, and are some of the words that introduce questions. Who, whom, whose para sa person, what is for something non-human, obviously things, which may be used for either person or things. So who was the speaker? Human, so he is the speaker. What was he carrying? Let's say object. He was carrying a bottle. Which of the speech coaches was invited? He. He was invited as a speech coach. Now, meron din tayo tatawag na demonstrative pronouns. All right. So we have the this, these, that, and those. Okay, so remember guys, when you use the word this, all right, we use the word this for singular subject, which is near to the speaker. Example, this tissue roll. Malapit sa akin, hawak ko, this. All right. Now, what about these? Kailan natin ginagamit si these? Okay, so when do we use these? Kailan natin siya ginagamit? Kapag marami, plural, at malapit. So these cards, example. These cards, example. All right. So, what about that? Okay, that, if it's something far away, that is my favorite chair. That car is my dream car. All right. Those, malayo, marami. Those people, those trees, those animals. Okay. So this, singular, near. These, plural, near. That, singular, far. Those, plural, far. Those are your demonstrative pronouns. Okay. Indefinite pronouns. The antecedents of indefinite pronouns are usually vague. These are such words as each, all, either, anyone, somebody, everyone, many, and several. Some indefinite pronoun form the possessive case in the same manner as nouns, like anyone's and somebody else's. Don't worry, guys. I have covered indefinite pronouns in my Grammar 5 lecture, which replay you will be watching probably by the 3rd or 4th week of November. So if you guys don't have that much idea entirely about indefinite pronouns, then I suggest that you wait until the 3rd or 4th week of November so that you may be able to watch that lecture. So that is the focus of it, all right? Use of the generic pronoun he as offensive and limiting. The use of he or she is a logical thing to do. Look at that. If you're going to write an essay, okay, if you're going to write an essay, and you will be using the generic pronouns, all right, he. Kasi ang turo sa atin before, pag hindi natin alam yung gender, sabi mo, the teacher was very punctual. He is always on time. Ngayon, ang question is, bakit mo ginamit yung he para sa teacher? Eh, hindi naman natin alam na lalaki yung teacher. Wala na bang nabanggit? Tama, di ba? All right. So, we do not use the word he right away. So, ang suggestion daw is gamitin ito. He/she. Pwede rin na daw. Sabi nila, gamitin din natin yung he or she. Okay, but again, if you're going to write a sample like this, all right, the student will submit his/her assignment to the teacher so that he/she will be able to get his/her submission on time for his/her grades to increase, something like that. So ang daming he, she, it, ang daming repetition, di ba? It makes the write-up appear silly, and we don't want that to happen. So what is my suggestion? My suggestion is this. Take a look. The writer must consider his reader's concerns. So ito po ay mali. Yan. Bakit siya mali? Kasi ginamit lang his. Eh paano babae pala yung writer, di ba? So nag-judge tayo agad. Gender limiting. All right. Writers, so ang dapat daw gawin, especially when you are giving examples, is that you pluralize your answers. Writers must consider their readers' concerns. Actually nga, there will be occasions na pwede mo nang tanggalin. Okay? Pwede mo nang tanggalin yung pwede na natin tanggalin yung pronoun like this. The writer must consider readers' concerns like this. Para hindi mo na siya lagyan ng his. All right? Now, we or us depends on the use of we or us in a sentence. We rowdies, we para sa harap yan, that is a nominative case of the pronoun, left the restaurant late. The restaurant owner mumbled at all us slothers. You and I, or you and me. When two pronouns function as subjects, take the nominative case form. When two pronouns function as objects, take the objective case form. Tulad ng ginawa natin kanina with Christine Alberto. Halimbawa, you and, ano nalagyan natin dito? Nasa harap siya, so I. You and I both know we love each other. Compound subject. I don't want this to become an issue between you and me. Dahil nandun na siya sa huli. Okay. They. Do not use they when the antecedent is a distributive expression such as each one, everybody, everyone. Instead, use the singular pronoun he or she. Okay, everyone in class, whether they are Jasmine's close friend or not, is invited to attend the party. Everyone in class, whether he or she / is Jasmine's close friend or not, is invited to attend the party. This, when referring to complete sense of a preceding sentence or clause, the word this can't always carry the load, and so it may produce an imprecise statement. Take a look at this. Visiting dignitaries attended the program yesterday as the new IT building was blessed. This is an evidence of the university's trust on expansion and modernization. Some people will say, sir, ang ganda naman ng sentence. Parang wala naman siyang mistake. You know, sometimes it doesn't have to be beautiful para makita natin yung mistake. Take a look at that. All right? This. Yan. Now, the question here is the word this creates an imprecise statement because we don't know whether ang tinutukoy ba ng this is yung program yesterday or yung building na na-bless. So meron tayong dalawang specific idea do sa previous sentence. So hindi lang siya pwedeng this basta-basta. Alright? Sir, ang gusto ko pong itukoy dyan is yung program. Halimbawa lang, yung program ang gusto mong tukuyin. So instead of using the word this, why don't you say or write the celebration muna? The celebration is an evidence of the university's trust on expansion and modernization. Sir, what about if I want to use the building as an evidence of the university's trust on expansion and modernization? So why don't you use the word infrastructure? The infrastructure is an evidence of the university's trust on expansion and modernization. That, which, or who. Again, that is used for people, animals, or things, or always begins an essential clause. Which refers to animals and things, who refers to people. Example, the man that just drove by is my math teacher. Sir, gusto ko pong gamitin si who. Then of course, gagamit ka ng comma. The man, comma, who just drove by, comma, is my math teacher. My math teacher's car, which I believe is worth a fortune, comma, is color blue. My math teacher's car that I believe is worth a fortune is color blue. Pagagamit ka naman ng that. All right? So if you want to play it safe, that ang gamitin. Kung gusto mo iwasan siya entirely, pwedeng-pwede naman. Use multiple sentences. Who gives information about a person or people? The actor who won famous Best Actor deserved the award. Whom gives information about the person or people, specifically the noun referred to by the pronoun whom has a relation or an attachment to the speaker of the sentence. Example, the actor whom we admire gave us his picture. Okay, with a relationship. Whom, okay? My friend whom I trust very much was sick with flu. Example, whose, used when talking about the person or thing something belongs to or is related to. Example, Star Magic is a talent center whose doors will always be open to artistic individuals like Marie. Okay. Who versus whom? Subject form. If your question starts with who, then your answer should be he if it is singular. And if it is plural, it should be they. If your question is whose, then the answer is his or their. Example, whose pen is this? It's his. Kevin's pen, his. All right. What about whose car is this? Oh, it belongs to the De La Cruz family. It's their house. Example. All right. What about whom? Whom or to whom did you deliver the package? I delivered the package to him. To whom did you deliver the package? I delivered the package to them. All right. So ito yung question. So you have the who, whose, whom for singular, and you have your who, whose, whom for plural. Ito yung pwede maging answers natin. Contraction confusions, all right? So I have everyone right here. Attention, listen to me. Jocelyn, Almira, Christine, Aljay, Nina, Laarni, Sharamay, Jeffrey, Jonalyn, Sheena, and Kaislyn. Always avoid contraction. Avoid contraction. When you say contraction, you are combining two words. For example, do plus not, it will become don't. So ayaw ng mga examiner, particularly sa writing task 2, na gumamit tayo ng ganito. So it is better to use this instead. Okay. Do not. Pati dito, who is. So mas maintindihan mo yung sentence structure if you're going to break it down into who is that walking down the street? He is walking down the street. Whose coat is this? This coat belongs to him. It's his coat. I don't care whose paper this is. It is brilliant. So those are just some of our examples for contraction confusion. My only suggestion is that you do not write contraction so that you may be able to write this properly. Even guys, simple mistakes like contractions, it will leave a dent on your grammar score. Yours. That man was looking at your bag a while ago. Your, which means possession, pag-aari mo. Okay. Now, another example here. All right. So you have your bag. You are the owner of that Prada bag I adore. Is this bag yours? Okay. This one is our last example. Okay. So your bag, you are, tsaka yours. Okay. We're finished with this one. Let's proceed to it is and its. It is too late now to go to the lecture. It is too late now to go to the lecture. So it should be, it is, not its, so that you may not be able to get confused. The committee will report its findings next week. So it is too late. This one, there, they are, and there. They are positive that their groceries were over there. That's a very confusing example, but let us break this down into pieces. They are, in Filipino, sila ay. Their groceries, anila. Over there, ayun. All right, so they are positive that their groceries were over there as our example. Now, choose the correct pronoun to complete the following sentences. So exercise muna tayo. Unahin natin si Jocelyn. All right. So Jocelyn, I have here there, or they are in sentence number 1.
Their pet
Was found sitting outside their picket fence gate. Is it there, or there?
there.
Galing mo, there. No, there. Alin dito? Ito. Okay, this one.
The first one.
Okay, the check.
Their pet cat was found
Are
sitting.
or the heart. Yan.
The
Ano yung
check.
magiging-
The
Their pet cat. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. You are correct. Yan. There is the correct answer. Number 1, our answer is there. Yan. Next, Jocelyn. Pusara ka, Jocelyn. Kay Almira naman tayo. Almira.
Hello, sir.
Alright.
your belongings.
Pipili ka dito, Almira. No? Maglalagay lang muna ako ng stamp. We have the check. Your belongings. Is it going to be your belongings? Or is it going to be yours belongings? Check. Star or heart?
Yung check, sir,
Check.
your belongings.
Check. Your belongings. Thank you so much for participating, Almira. Your is the answer for sentence number 2. Next, we have Christine. Christine, Alberto. I could
Yes,
tell
sir.
that dog was happy. So I'm going to put my stamp na naman. The check, star, or heart. So is it going to be it is, or it's?
It's, sir. Yung heart, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. You are correct, Christine. Its tail was wagging back and forth. So it's. Okay, last question for today. Dito sa... Yan. So we have, di ba din ang tatanong? Kaislyn Parulan. All right. The newspaper article was written by she, or the newspaper article was written by her, or the newspaper article was written by hers?
Her.
It's written by her because her is for the objective case of the pronoun. Thank you so much, guys. Ang galing ng ating participants today. Thank you so much, Kaislyn, for participating. Okay, so we have the question for Sheena Ann. Okay, Sheena, is it going to be the who is car or whose car? The first one or the second one?
Sir, the second one.
Second one. Thank you so much for participating, Sheena. You are correct. What about you, Jonalyn? Who is the new branch manager or who's the branch manager? The first one or the second one?
The first one, sir.
First one. That is absolutely correct. Okay. Now, I have a question for you, Jeffrey. Number 8, the twins' names are Millie and Sally. Who is the taller one? Or that is the taller one? Jeffrey, nagmimerienda ka na ba?
Di ba, sir?
Okay. So Jeffrey, I have here number 8. Who is the taller one or that is the taller one?
Who?
Oh, correct. Thank you so much for participating. Ayan, lumabas na yung sagot. All right, so number 9, I want to talk about, so you have Shira May. Shira May, I
Sir,
want to
us.
talk about we or I want to talk about us.
Us.
Yan, I want to talk about. Pag nagka-jowa kayo, tapos sinabi niya, I want to talk about we. Agad-agad makipag-break kayo, ha? Shira May. Kaya ka ng grammar. All right, so I want to talk about us. Dapat yan. All right, so we have a question for you. Naku, may mga umalis ata. And Laarni, this THIS are my best work yet, or these THESE are my best work yet. The first one or the second one?
The first one po.
Why? Why first one? Kailangan may paliwanag. First one, sabi mo.
Kasi parang sinasabi po sa sentence na malapit lang siya.
Eh, but yung these, malapit din naman ah.
Yung this po kasi marami.
Yung alin? Ito
Yung
marami
this.
to. Ito marami. Ano ba yung kasunod nyo na verb?
R. Ay, yung
R. Ano ba yung R? Marami, konti.
Madami.
Anong sagot?
Yung second one po.
Marinig ka nga, Laarni. Kukurutin kita. Alright, these. Kasi ito yung clue mo dyan, R.
Opo,
These
R.
are my best work. Sir, hindi ba dapat work? Work, singular lang. Again, itong work, ang tawag natin dyan ay object. Tandaan na, ang mag-a-agree ay ang subject at ang verb. Hindi ang subject at ang object. Kaya nga subject-verb agreement eh. So these are my best work yet. So ang tama is yung second one. These. Alright, Arnie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and yung sagot, mamaya makikita niyo yan pag pinorward ko yung handout sa inyo. So articles, napakasimple lang nito. Indefinite article, a and an. Tapos indefinite article, the. Alam mo, ala na atang mahirap na topic. Puro madadali na lang talaga, no? Itong a and an, imagine guys, kindergarten tayo. Ito yung ating pinag-aaralan. Diba? So dapat lahat kayo makakasagot ng tama today, ha? Dahil kung hindi, bibigyan ko ng extra quiz. Alright. So si A, no article, it is used before singular nouns and adjectives beginning with a consonant or sounding like consonants. Not a specific object, one of a number of the same object. Example, she has a dog. I work in a factory. All right. So, lagi guys tatandaan ha. So, ko lang malinaw to. All right. If it is an adjective plus noun combination, and the noun is singular, lagi mo siyang lalagyan ng tinatawag nating IA or indefinite article. Ano ba yung indefinite article? So it's either A para sa consonants, halimbawa, a cat, a dog, o kapag naman indefinite article na an para sa vowel, an ostrich, an orange. So ganoon naman yung ating creation doon. So we use article A before a singular noun and adjective beginning with a consonant or sounding like a consonant. So example lang, a massive change. A good worker. A new beginning. Yan. So we use the article A. Tingnan nyo to, adjective, massive, good, new. Tapos yung subject mo, change, worker, beginning, di ba? A happy wife. Example lang yan. So that's it. Now, that is when you use the indefinite article A. What about the indefinite article N? We use it before singular nouns and adjectives beginning with a vowel or vowel sounding nouns. Hindi lang siya vowel na spelling ha. Not a specific object, one of a number of the same objects. So halimbawa, can I have an apple? She is an English teacher, an apple, an orphan, an honorable profession. So here's a question for you. Jonalyn, Noveno. All right. Jonalyn, here's a question for you. Why do we use the article an even though this word begins with an H? An honorable profession.
I don't have an idea, sir.
Okay. Well, that's a very honest answer still, Jonalyn. But let me help you out on this. If you're going to pronounce the word honorable, can you pronounce that? Honorable?
Honorable.
Yes, our. So you have the words honorable, honor, our. So kahit na may letter H siya, tignan mo yung pronunciation, di ba? Our.
Letter.
Honest. Silent yung H, tama ba, Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So dahil silent yung H, ano lang ang pinopronounce natin? Yung our, honest, honor. Yan. So dahil dyan, kailangan natin siya lagyan ng an hour. I'll see you in an hour. He is an honest man. It is an honor and a privilege to be your coach. So, ginagamit natin yung article na an honorable profession. Now, another question to you, Jonalyn. Tingnan mo ha. Jonalyn, ikaw ba ay teacher, tama?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Kailan ka nag-take ng board?
Ano, sir, I did not take the board, sir. I'm just part of a DOST scholar, sir.
Okay. Jonalyn, di ba ang tawag natin sa mga passers ng teachers, tawag natin yan LPT, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yan. Bakit kapag sinasabing LPT, bakit may an pa rin siya? Halimbawa, ako, kakapasa ko lang sa board exam. RN, talagyan natin siya ng an. Diba?
Yes.
O halimbawa lang, ito, pas madaliin natin. Meron siyang pagtatae, no? An LBM. I have an LBM. Pinost sa Facebook, John Ray, nakita mo. I have an LBM. Halimbawa lang. Bakit kaya nilalagyan natin ng an? Eh, kitang-kita naman, letter L, letter R. Bakit kaya, Jonalyn? May idea ka ba?
Ano, sir, sa profession po, sir?
LPT, RN, LBM. Actually, LBM, hindi naman profession yan. Yan ay simpleng pagdudumi. Yan. Okay. Jonalyn, help out kita ha. Kasi kung makikita mo, yung mga letters L, tignan mo, pag pinapronounce natin siya, ganyan. Or yung R, pinapronounce natin siya R. R, L, M, N, S, H. Diba? So pag yun yung mga start ng letter, I am an LPT, I am an RN, I have an LBM. Yan. So yung mga words na yun, kailangan an pa rin yung gagamitin natin na article. Kasi kapag pinonounce mo pa rin siya, parang ang pronunciation niya meron siyang vowel sa harap, which is invisible. Nakita mo ba, Jonalyn?
Yes, sir.
May nakita ka, nag-post sa Facebook, sabi, I have LBM. Mag-comment ka, mali yan. Dapat may an article. I have an LBM. Tama ba yun, Jonalyn?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Jonalyn. All right. So, everyone, so we heard Now, ganun din. An old man. An amazing experience. All right. So this one is a noun adjective combination. So, gagamitan din natin siya ng an. All right. So let us proceed with indicate membership in a profession, nation, or religion. Jeffrey is an accountant. I'm an Irish woman. She is a Protestant. Diba? So lalagyan mo pa rin siya ng an at saka ng a if it begins with a consonant or consonant sounding sound. Definite article, si the. Ito guys, pinaka-importante. Because you know what guys, the is most probably the most common word in the English language. You know what? In your entire essay, there's a probability na baka gumamit ka ng word na the by about 5 to 12 times. And we don't want this to happen na sa 5 hanggang 12 times na gagamitin mo yung the is puro siya mali. There will be occasions na may mga words na kailangan mo lagyan ng the na hindi mo nalalagyan. May mga instances na dapat hindi pa lalagyan ng the yung word tapos nilalagyan mo. So we don't want any misuse of the word. All right? So si the, wala siyang rule about singular or plural. You can use it whether it is plural. You can use it whether it is singular. A specific object that both the person speaking and the listener knows. Okay? Parehong alam nung nagbabasa. Parehong alam nung nagsusulat. All right? So, when I say the internet, halimbawa lang, Shira. All right, Shira. Pag sinabi ko bang the internet, tama ba yon?
Hindi, sir.
Bakit? Ito yung tanong, Shira. Alam mo ko ba kung ano yung internet? Shira.
Sir.
Alam ko ba kung ano yung internet?
Yes, sir.
Alam mo ba kung ano yung internet? Alam ba natin parehas kung ano yung internet? Dapat ba lagyan siya ng the, Shira May? The internet. Yes, because both you, the listener, and the speaker knows. All right? What about you, Jeffrey? The world. Yeah. The world. Dapat ko ba lagyan ng the world?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay, so lalagyan natin siya. Next, samples tayo. Ito lang. So I can explain the emotions that swept me when I learned I won the lottery, because probably we both know what lottery is. The business I established with my partner is located at Rockville Street. So ba't nilagyan natin ng the, yung business? Because you mentioned the word I established. So that gives you an impression of what the business is. The car over there is fast. Tinuturo mo nga yun. The teacher is very good, isn't he? So you both know who the teacher is because it's your teacher for today, for example. So non-count nouns with the limiting modifier or phrases. The coffee in my cup is too hot to drink. The Japanese is often heard in the countryside. The water is dirty. The sugar is sweet. The juice is sour. So most of the time, yung mga non-count nouns natin kanina, nilalagyan natin siya ng limiting modifier or phrases tulad ng the. Next, something unique. Pakakaiba. The White House. The theory of relativity. Nilalagyan natin siya ng the. So geographical uses. Names of rivers. Names of oceans and seas. The Nile River. The Pacific Ocean. The Red Sea. Points on the globe. The equator. The North Pole. Geographical areas. The Middle East. The West. The Philippines. The Netherlands. All right. What else? For forests, gulfs, peninsulas, the Sahara, the Persian Gulf, the Black Forest, the Iberian Peninsula, the Netherlands, and the US. We also use it. Okay. the Netherlands, and the US. A group of lakes such as the Great Lakes, mountain ranges such as the Himalayas, island chains such as the Canary Islands. Names of languages and nationalities, we do not put articles. Remember, we do not add a, an, or the for names of languages like Chinese, English, Spanish, French. We do not put an article the. Names of sports. When you are going to write or you are going to speak about sports, there should be no articles. A, an, or the. No articles. Volleyball, hockey, baseball, basketball. You don't say, I play the basketball. You don't say that. I play basketball without the article. Names of subjects, mathematics, biology, history, computer science. We also don't put articles in them. The first time you speak of something, take a look at this, use an article a or an. Here's an example. I live in a house. Now, na-introduce ko na yung idea. The next time, na uulitin ko ulit yung object, gagamitin ko na yung the. The house is quite old and has 4 bedrooms. Next example, I ate in a Chinese restaurant. Gagamitin ko ulit yung subject na yon. Lalagyan ko na siya ng the. The restaurant was very good. Okay. Do not use an article with countries, states, counties, provinces, lakes, mountains, except when the country is a collection of states such as the United States. Take a look at this. All right. He lives in Washington, near Mount Rainier. Hindi natin nilalagyan ng the. They live in northern British Columbia. Hindi natin nilalagyan ng the. Question. Jocelyn, I have a question for you. Jocelyn. All right. Jocelyn, you're there? Are you there, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, hindi kita marinig. Okay, babalikan natin si Jocelyn mamaya pag naririnig ko na siya. So, ipasa natin ang tanong kay Almira. Almira, are you there?
Hello, sir. Yes.
Yan. So, Almira, are you from Cabanatuan City as well?
San Jose City, sir. Nueva
San Jose
Ecija.
City. Palitan natin tanong San Jose. San Jose. All right. So, San Jose City, Almira, do you think we should add the to San Jose City?
San Jose.
The San Jose City? Pwede ba ganun?
No, sir. No.
Why?
San Jose City, sir, is a city,
Yes.
a place.
Ang mga city ba, hindi natin lagyan ng article? Yes, Almira.
Yes, sir.
Lahat ng mga cities, lahat ng mga provinces, hindi natin siya nilalagyan ng articles. Halimbawa, you don't say, I live in the Nueva Ecija. Bawal maglagay ng the. Diba? I live in the
Yes, sir.
China. Bawal din maglagay ng the. Okay. Pero bakit kaya, Almira, nilalagyan natin ng the si Philippines? Diba? Kasi hindi natin pwedeng sabihin, I live in the India. Diba? Hindi pwedeng sabihin, I live in the Russia. Pero pwede nating sabihin na I live in the Philippines. Yes, LJ,
When,
raise your hand.
Sir, tanong lang po, paano kung halimbawa, I live in the province of Nueva Ecija, pwede po
The
yun?
province
Oh, I
of
live-
Nueva Ecija would be accurate. That's fine. But if it is the name
Okay
itself that is preceded by the, hindi yun po pwede.
Okay po.
Okay. Kung yun agad, halimbawa, ito yung the, tapos ito agad yung name ng city, the Cabanatuan, the San Jose, the Gapan, bawal. But when you say the province, the country, the city of, pwede yan. So mabalik tayo sa iyo, Almira.
Yes, sir.
Bakit kaya sa Philippines,
Philippines.
naglalagay tayo ng the Philippines?
the Philippines.
Kasi yun yung rule. Si Philippines, lagi dapat may the. Diba?
Kasi,
Unlike
sir,
any other countries, tingnan mo, si Russia, wala. Bawal siyang lagyan ng the. So ano-ano lang ba ang mga pwede natin lagyan ng the pagdating sa location? The Philippines, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Middle East, the Netherlands. Yon ang mga po pwede. Pero lahat ng bansa, lahat ng city, lahat ng province, lahat ng states, hindi tayo pwede maglagay ng the. Okay? Nakuha mo ba yan, Almira?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So Almira, currently ba ikaw ay nasa San Jose ngayon? Or nasa ibang lugar ka?
Sana si po, sir.
Okay. So, next topic. Ayan. I am from Seattle, Washington. Seattle is a city in the United States. It is near the border of Canada in the northwest corner of the USA. I live in a town called Olympia, which is on, wala ka na ilalagay, Puget Sound. I live in a house in the street, in the countryside. Dahil sinabi mo nga na merong street, talagay mo rin yung ano. The street is called the Bear Street, and the house is called more than 100 years old. I am an English teacher at a school in the center of the town. I like books and taking photographs. I usually have lunch at, wala nang article yon. I usually go home by car. We have all kinds of food in Olympia. I like Italian food very much. Sometimes I go to an Italian restaurant in Seattle. The restaurant is called Luigi's. Italian food is great. That is just a sample. So I have a horse of my own. I call her Pretty Girl. She's an intelligent animal, but she is not a thoroughbred horse. I could never enter her in a race, even if I wanted to, but I do not want to. She is a companion for my own pleasure. I took her swimming a day or two ago. So guys, madagdag ko lang din sa ating article, sa study natin ng article today. Yeah. Drawing lang ako ng puti. Ano? So, sabi natin, noun plus adjective, pagamitan natin siya ng article, a or an. If it's a combination ng noun and adjective. Yan. A or an. Ngayon, kailan naman natin ginagamit si the para sa adjective? Gusto ko lang ito idagdag guys, baka kasi yung iba hindi ito naabutan. So, we put the superlative adjective plus noun. Okay? The preceded by superlative adjective plus noun. Ano ibig sabihin natin sa superlative adjective? Yung po nagtatapos sa EST or nagsisimula sa most. Halimbawa, the tallest mountain, the deepest river, the most intelligent person. So pag may nakita kang EST or most doon sa adjective at saka sa noun, laging-lagi nyo po siyang lalagyan ng the. Okay, I just want to add that for the last part of our discussion. Kasi importante yan, most especially sa mga academic because you will be writing sentences like the highest figure, the peak, all right, the lowest record, the sharpest increase, and something like that. All right, so doon natin siya nilalagyan ng the. All right, guys, before we end, all right, I just want to ask whether may mga tanong po ba sila. Kaislyn, Arnie, Sheena, Jonalyn, Christine, Aljanina, Almira, Jocelyn, Jeffrey, Shira May, meron ba kayong mga questions for me? Masasagot natin yan. May mga questions ba kayo? Shira May, Jocelyn.
None, sir.
Wala po.
Are you sure na wala kayong question? Paano pag ako magtanong ngayon? Diba? Kaya nyo ba? Kaya nyo na ba mga sarili nyo? Joke lang. Alright, so guys, criticize lang ako ng window. Yan. So we have reached the end of our topics. I want to thank everyone who attended our lecture today. Shira May, Jocelyn, Jeffrey, Elmira, Christine Alberto, Jonalyn, Sheena Ann, Laarni, and Kaislyn. LJ Nina, thank you so much, everyone. That will be the end of your Grammar 1 lecture for today. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you po,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, may tanong si Jocelyn pala. Jocelyn, may question ka. Pwede mag-ask for the last video sa speaking? Anong last video yon? Yeah, chat mo na lang ako, Jocelyn. Alright, so everyone, pwede na kayo mag-lunch. Bye-bye po. Ingat kayo. Have a nice day. God bless. Good luck.